Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. I didn't say it in a particularly happy mode. The reason I have to be honest with you, because I don't know how not to say what I think, which is ultimately advantageous, but it comes with a price. I'm not sure it's going to be a particularly happy year. I'll be totally honest with you. It doesn't change my own love of life, joy of life, the happiness that I have with my friends and family and work. But the the moral chaos in the West and in America, where I live, is quite considerable, and the divisions are greater than ever. So anyway, look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it does end up a happy new year, but I certainly wish you one, both in your own lives and in the lives of whatever society you live in and in the world at large. This is Fireside Chat number 322. And big changes, as you could see, I am now seated here as opposed to there. So the dog, whoever the dog will be, is in the background. It is not a green screen of a dog and books and fireplace. It is the same real dog, real screen, and real books. Other,
Real screen.
yeah, you're right. Real screen in front of the fireside.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Anyway, what else can I tell you about the situation? No, not really. That's it. So that's the change. Here I am. Otherwise, all continues. It's a very meaningful thing to me, the Fireside Chat. If you missed last week's Fireside Chat, as you know, very rarely I have guests, maybe 3 times a year. And I had my younger son on last week, Aaron. And the feedback has been very moving to me because it was quite an open and powerful, I think, nearly hour, especially given 2 factors in Aaron's life. One, that he is my adopted. I have a biological and adopted child. And so we spoke about that very openly. And we spoke about his issues with drugs and alcohol, which he had being born to a birth mother who was a meth addict. And all of that was quite moving because he was articulate and he was honest, and I was honest. I asked him if he ever thought I loved his brother, the biological son, more than him. I mean, I don't fear asking the questions that people think about. People are too afraid of the real, and so you end up with a lot of small talk in life. Especially in media, the questions people ask are often so superficial, and the answers are so empty on so many of these interviews that you have. You live once, you should be real, and you let the chips fall where they may. And he answered, by the way, that when he was under the influence of alcohol, he did think I loved his biological, or my biological son, his brother, more than I loved him, which was never true. And he knows now it was never true. And he certainly doesn't feel it anymore. But anyway, you should watch it, the last Fireside Chat. And yes, he does have a podcast, which he never gave his name as Prager, just AP Unfiltered, it's one word, is the name of his podcast. And he came out of the closet, as it were, as my son, with the last Fireside Chat. So it's been quite moving. So I asked Megan, the possessor of the most famous arm in America, I asked Megan what I talked about last year for the first Fireside Chat of the year, and the year before. Both I did something about resolutions, and I think it's an appropriate thing. I'm not going to do it in August, so clearly, and you don't even do it the second week of January. So what did I do? So I want to remind you of what I did in the past, because these things are heard. And I know that some of the things I say are meaningful to you. If not, you wouldn't be watching this. But people forget. So let me remind you at this time, as I do every week, that the rest of the Fireside Chat is at PragerU. We want to get you in the habit of watching it from the beginning at prageru.com. Ideally, just get the PragerU app. It's the easiest way to do it. The reason is a sad reason. I fully acknowledge it, because we don't know when big tech will simply shut us down. Big tech has done a great deal of censoring, especially of conservative, or if, even more accurate, non-left-wing ideas. And so that's the reason we ask you to start at prageru.com with the Fireside Chat. And please go there. There's a lot of very important stuff said here. Thanks.